Hi everyone. We didn't really have a lot of time in class today to talk about taking notes while you watch the film. So I thought I would just make a really quick video that kind of shows you some strategies for taking notes. So I'm just going to start out by playing the film and talking to you about what kind of notes I would take while I was watching it.
Plastic surgery. Grandma's had a little work done. Now come on over here. Let's have a little picture.
Wow, what's going on, Grandma?
Doing a lot of quilting, so you got the loot.
Whoa, what big hands you have.
All better to scratch my back with.
And what big ears you have.
All the better to hear your many criticisms. All people can have big ears, dear.
And Granny, what big eyes you have.
Okay, so already I could probably stop here and take some notes. You saw that I was writing down just kind of following the plot, that it begins with a narrator telling us how he'll tell us the truth of Little Red Riding Hood, and then the plot, moves along, and we get this setting. It's a fairy tale land, grandmother's house with Little Red Riding Hood entering. Two characters. We have Red and Grandma. We could talk about the animation. It's 3D animation. We could also talk about the dialogue. It's definitely modern. The characters make jokes. Okay. Sorry, that thing keeps doing that. So we'll just continue watching.
You just gotta sit around here and talk about how big I'm getting. You came here for a reason, didn't you? So tell old Granny what you got in the basket.
Granny.
Okay, so it becomes clear that Grandma is actually the wolf, and he wants the basket of treats. So we're kind of still following the plot along, and we could start to analyze the audience and the purpose. If we wanted to, we could say, target audience so far seems to be a modern audience of children, young adults, and parents. Okay, let's watch a little more and then we'll conclude.
You again? What do I have to do? Get a restraining order?
Settle down, little girl. I'm on to you. Save it, red foo. You've been dodging me all day, but now you might as well give up.
You crazy wolf. What have you done to Granny?
I'm taking Granny down, and you're next.
Granny!
Watch you. That's a fight.
All right, so we might talk about the plot in this exposition part. What we know of Little Red Riding Hood is different. And we could talk about the different characters. Red and her attitude is very different. The wolf disguised as Granny. Granny comes out of the closet to protect Red. Woodsman breaks in and we aren't sure what he's doing yet. And then we could talk about the fact that the scene is starting to shift. We get the title screen, Hoodwinked, and it really looks like a beginning order of episode to me. It reminds me of like a beginning episode of Law and Order or a crime drama. And we could even think about what the elements of a crime drama are. Think about this later. Okay, so basically you can just see that I'm really just taking notes as I'm watching. I'm stopping. You could let it play a little longer. Obviously, I didn't want to play big chunks and take up much of your time with that. You could let it play a little longer, but these are the kind of notes that I'm taking. I'm following those important things that we talked about in last class, the class before last. Plot, I'm looking at dialogue, I'm looking at setting, I'm looking at characters. I might be looking at themes and analyzing the audience, analyzing the purpose. I might point out just items of interest to me, or observations, like the observations I made here, that it looks like a beginning of a Law and Order. It's set up like a beginning of a Law and Order episode, right? You have it gives you the exposition, and then you have the dun dun, and then Hoodwinked, here comes. This could be something that later could be some kind of an idea that I use to introduce that idea in a paper. So who knows? These notes might come in handy. So at any rate, that is some excuse my grammar, those are some strategies for how you can take notes while you're watching the film. Good luck watching the film this weekend. I'll be rewatching it again for the bazillionth time myself and taking some notes, and I look forward to working more with you about this in our next class meeting.